Such a fine specimen you are. Tell me, darling, what town do you hail from? I've been to the auction block quite a few times, and I've never seen the likes of you in that town. A small village on the edge of the kingdom? How quaint. I'm sure it's quite lovely there. Idyllic weather and surroundings, I'm sure. But no matter. You can forget all that now. Your old life is behind you. Today marks the first day as my newest blood bag. Isn't that just delightful? Oh, don't look so repulsed. Trust me. You'll be loving your new position as my head bloodletter. I'll lay out the details for you. I think it may change your mind. Where to begin? Well, for starters, you'll have no duties, of course. Spending half your time in a daze means you'll be useless for chores. Why make you attempt to mop the floors if you can barely keep yourself upright? Free to lay about, enjoy your bed chambers, the grounds, whatever it may be. You will be waited on hand and foot. Not to worry. I have a gaggle of maids, clucking about, tending to the current bloodletters. And now, to you. Whatever you may need, they will gladly fetch for you. Within reason, of course. You are free to utilize anything in the castle. The stables, the library, solarium, you name it. Just no taking my prize horses off to town, huh? First of all, the townsfolk know to return anyone who escapes. And like I said previously, I don't think you'll have, nor muster the courage to escape. You'll wonder why I didn't buy you sooner. You do have some obligations, though. Any dinner I may host, your attendance is required. Not to worry. Your attire for the evening will be decided for you, along with dinners, if your presence is requested there at any time. This is something you must follow through with as well. Sometimes I like to decorate these halls and rooms, as lavish and beautiful as they may be. Sometimes I enjoy decorations that are a bit more alive. And of course, to round it all out, your presence will also be requested, but not as a decoration, but for company. For as many people as I am surrounded by, from the maids to the butlers, stately folk, other vampires, it does not mean I feel fulfilled. You may be asked to join me, and it will be just us. Maybe for a stroll in the garden, maybe to simply pine out the window while I read. Or just maybe, because my cold skin seeks the heat of yours. So, that's it. All you have to do in return is let me feed from you. Not to worry. I won't drain you completely. Why would I do that? Then there would be no more blood left. Much better to find out how much you have to give. And when you need the time to recuperate, have another one of my bloodletters take your place. It's a system I've had in place for many years, of course. Once some of you get too old, I free them to return to their home, of course. Having spent so much time away from it, they find my company much more attractive. Almost as if we have built some kind of bond throughout the years. They typically become maids, or groundskeepers, or whatever position the castle is lacking in. You would be surprised by the amount of things that need to be done. I have one maid. She gathers cobwebs. That's it. All day. Poor girl. I need to put her to another task. Oh. Anyways, I'm rambling. That's it. That's what your new life will consist of. Wonderful, isn't it? I know you humans are quite hedonistic. Trust me. I've seen the depths to which you humans desire. Lays about, eat, and be merry. And let me feed from you. Now, I know. You sit across from me in this carriage with those tattered rags, which we will sort out shortly. Cold and afraid, wanting for your home. It's quite alright, darling. I am your home now. And hate it as you may currently, in due time, that look will creep across your face, like it does with anyone I purchase. And before you know it, your eyes will be filled with adoration and contentment, your purpose found. Oh, you poor thing. You're still shaking. I know it's not the cold. I made sure to have this carriage well heated. You must be nervous. I know. Your old life, gone. Off to somewhere new. This creature. This vampire. Sitting across from you, telling you stories about how you'll love it. Insane, isn't it? Well, here. Let me quell your fears. Besides being creatures of the night, as a vampire, I also possess a few skills. One of them being hypnosis. Now, I know, this sounds foreign to you. You may have never heard of the word before. But that's quite alright, darling. In case you're unaware of what it means, it's no special power. I am no mage or wizard. It's merely, how do I say, a way of getting my point across. I cast no spell, no incantation. I merely suggest whatever it is I may wish for you to understand. I haven't met anyone who wasn't weak to it, but not that I go around hypnotizing everyone. People listen well enough, but sometimes, like right now, a little persuasion helps. And in your specific case, a few thoughts to calm you down. Besides, I don't want you putting up a fight the whole way there. Eventually, you will need to succumb to my wishes. And let me tell you, darling, I've tried before. Letting them find their own way. It always ends quite messy. So I found it helpful to hypnotize my new humans whenever we make the trip back to the castle. Now, you don't need to do a thing. Just sit there and look pretty, darling. Something, need I remind you, you do a fantastic job at. So, just relax. Enjoy the sounds of the carriage as it makes its way across the road. I think the rain even picked up. It's good we left when we did. I always hate being held up at the auction block. You know, it's weather like this. The gentle pattering of the rain, how it falls silent, the chirping of birds dwindles away, and wind dies down, and the world becomes silent for a while. It's this odd peace, somber, but calm and quiet. I quite enjoy it, to be honest with you. It makes me want to watch the rain from the retreat of my room. Fire gently crackling. I don't wish for it all the time, but it is welcomed nonetheless. Do you find it pleasant? Fall weather like this? Cold, but not chilling. I'm sure you do. You cross me as someone who enjoys it as well. Come on. You can be honest with me. Tell me, the thought of the warmth of a fire on your back as the rain streaks down the window in front of you, that does sound splendid, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Of course it does. I've noticed your eyes while we've been chatting. They seem to be struggling to stay open. It's quite alright if you need to rest. You've had a long day after all, darling. Why not just relax? The seat is quite comfortable. The warmth of the carriage surrounding you like a blanket. My voice filling the space, reverberating around you, finding its way to your eyes, deep into your mind. It's quite alright to enjoy it, you know. There's no harm in it. It is just a voice after all. A sweet, soft, gentle voice, filling your mind with such sweet thoughts, pulling you down, making not only your eyes, but your mind feel heavy as well. You find yourself being overcome. The idea of fighting this just doesn't seem as enticing as succumbing to them and letting them wrap you in their sweet embrace. Oh, you look wonderful, darling. So serene, so content. I wish to keep you this way for a long time. Docile, complacent. To be honest with you, there isn't a better way to be, is there? That's what I thought, darling. Now, get some rest. We still have quite the journey. I shall wake you once we arrive.